Today guys, I'm on a supercar hunt to find a bargain Ferrari, but with a very slight difference.
Oof, that doesn't look too good.
Ooh! Tasty! Oh crap, how has that happened? Now recently I've been doing a little bit of work on my Ferrari 456 to improve its condition and get it working properly once again. Now, despite the 456 having a V12 engine, it was never really one of my favourite Ferraris. However, I've just been offered something with a V12 that's a Ferrari that certainly is one of my favourites. And not only that, it is cheap, really cheap. In fact, if I clean this 456 up, it's probably about the same price.
I sell her.
And as a bonus, the car is located in somewhere that's hot and sunny, unlike here, where it's cold and rainy. So I'm off to Heathrow to catch a flight. Let's go!
For the operation of the exit doors on this aircraft.
This is the Ferrari 599 with a 6-litre V12 naturally aspirated 620 brake horsepower engine capable of 0 to 60 in just 3.4 seconds and a top speed of 205 miles per hour. This is, or maybe in the case of this example, was a true Ferrari supercar. But the obvious question on this car is, why is it so cheap, and exactly how cheap is cheap? I'm going to reveal that price a little later on. But first, let's take a look around the car and figure out the full story, which will help me squeeze that asking price down a little further. Before we do that, I need to give you a little bit more history on this particular Ferrari. Now, some of you might already recognize this 599. It was purchased by my good buddy Sam Crack, who I've helped out on many a Ferrari over the years.
All right, guys, this is take 4 Radarosa video with a real, genuine Radarosa.
After purchasing this Ferrari sight unseen, on initial inspection, there was far more damage to the car than Sam had expected.
I mean, this is one of the shiftiest cars we've towed in recent memory.
Once the Ferrari was home, Sam put his car fixing skills to the ultimate test. Then, in a typical shrewd move by Sam, he got his friends to help fix the car. Ben at V-Tune did an awesome job spending weeks sorting out and straightening the damaged front end, installing new parts including radiators, suspension components and a steering rack. All great work, but I really had to draw the line at his pimped out wheel choice. Even I got involved and became a Ferrari parts mule, flying a cheaply sourced rear bumper and front wing from the UK as oversized hand luggage to the US, saving Sam a small fortune in the process, whilst receiving some very strange looks from the air hostesses. And now the 599 is back with Sam, wearing some new parts and, well, still some odd headlights, but even so, I've pleaded with him to sell me this 599 project. However, it still needs a lot of work, but I have a plan.
I love it when a plan comes together.
I think Sam and I both have the same problem. We keep buying project cars, but we don't have the indoor storage. A lack of storage unfortunately means that my project cars get parked anywhere there's a space, and well, it's high priority that I'm able to keep them as secure as possible and keep my eye on them. And so my simple solution is, anywhere I've got a car parked, I've also got a rear link camera monitoring it 24/7. What I love about rear link products is they're really thought out. I can install a camera in less time than it takes for you to watch this advert. And I can control and monitor everything by using the awesome rear link app. I can do things like switch on lights, trigger an alarm, or even talk to somebody via the app. Today I'm installing the new Atlas PT Ultra, which has got 500 days of battery life. Yep, that's over a year. You're not going to have to charge it. And the picture quality is superb. You've got 4K colour even at night, not your usual black and white where you can't see anything. Now you can see faces, clothing, objects so much more clearly. Plus, you've got 10 seconds pre-recording in the camera, which captures everything that happened before someone enters the frame and not just when motion is detected. I'll use a variety of rear link cameras in my various locations depending on my need. Some of the cameras I've added a solar panel so I never have to charge it. Some are standalone and I will add an SD card to store the videos locally in the camera. And at my work unit I've also added a home hub which allows me to hook up to 8 different cameras onto one device and store all those files locally in one place. And the real beauty of all of that is there are no monthly fees. Now, Reolink products are always really well priced, but right now in the Black Friday sales, you can get your security solutions at the best prices of the year. Check out some of these discounts, up to 52% off here in the UK. And I'm going to put all the details in the description below the video. Make sure you click on it, check out Reolink, do yourself a favor, protects your house, your car, and your loved ones with Reolink security solutions. This 599 apparently starts, runs and drives, and we're going to try and do that. Currently though, it's completely flat. There is nothing to it, but the rear is all open, and down on the right side over here is a battery. So here's the plan. We have, well, there's already a jumper pack in the back here, but we have got a super duper one with a bit of power that will hopefully get this baby started. Now I've just noticed something else in the back here. Look at that. That is the dashboard airbag, which looks to be a replacement that hasn't gone off. So that's great. It will just be the door airbag that would need to be replaced. Now let's see if we can get this thing started. So we've got a big battery tucked in under here. Let's get the jumper pack hooked up and see what we can do. I think that should be good enough right there. Now we've got a cutout switch here. That's in the right position. And then if I click on this, shut this down a little bit, keep that out the sun. And look at that, 599 GTB, a really good looking dash. I think the battery is very flat because that is flashing a bit. So I don't know if this is going to work, but let's put the key in. Yeah, look at that. Okay, something's not happy. We've got suspension control failure. Now I know what's going on there. And like I say, this is going on and off. Radio's going on and off, but let's give it a whirl. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, tasty! That sounds absolutely amazing. Look at that. It's quite noisy back there. Whoa! I don't know what exhaust system this has got, or if it's got something missing on it, but it sounds absolutely incredible. Wow! Now there's definitely some exhaust outlet pipes missing here. There's nothing coming out the back, so maybe that's why it sounds so brutal, but it sounds really good. Really good. Shall we see if this thing goes into gear? That is the question. Foot on brake down there. Oh, it's in first. Will it move? Woo! He's not kidding. It does run and drive. Look at that. It's nice. Let's test that before I start moving the car. Let's see if we can get this reverse button working. Now, I'm guessing if I press that there, I've got my foot on the brake, will it go into reverse? Oh, it's a bit of a tricky one, this. There's a little button down there on top of that. Will it press it? Ah, it's working. There we go, we got it in reverse. Parking sensor failure. We got a few dash warning lights. Will it go back? It will. All right, so we have a running, fully driving car at the moment, even if it is rather slow. Airbag obviously is going to be these. We've got various little bits over there. Door is open over here. But yeah, let's see how this drives. Right, I've just set the camera up down there, so you can get a bit of a driving shot, drive by on it. Let's see what it looks like on camera, shall we? Sounds good though. All right, I don't want to run it up too long. Okay, let's give it a little drive. Now, I am told we don't think the brakes are working, so this could end in disaster. First gear, handbrake off. We're in auto. Oh, that's the glove box. I'm guessing that is auto there. Yeah, auto is off. Let's check it out. Ooh, she drives nice. No, oh, we got a tiny bit of brake, not a lot. Me liking this. That's mega cool. I wonder if that goes into race. Oh, it does. Traction off. That all works, which is actually quite surprising because we have a suspension failure or an issue with the suspension, so I would have thought that wouldn't normally happen. Anyway, I'm going to leave it in sport, which is pretty safe. Got a little bit of a rubbing noise from somewhere, but shifting through the gears all right. 1, 2, 3, shifting down. There we go. That is very, very nice indeed. I like that. Now, one thing I really like about this 599 is the interior. It's very tastefully done. We've got a nice balance of carbon fiber. There's not too much. It's not over the top. You've got it in all the right places here on the top of the dash. We've got the carbon steering wheel with the shift lights here. This looks to be the same as the one on my 430 Scuderia. I really like that one. And well, you've got carbon on the doors here. The only thing really is that the Alcantara, which I guess at some point was either a dark grey or a black, that's faded, looking a bit green here, but that's quite easily sorted out. We've got an airbag gone here, but overall it's looking great. We've got an airbag on the dash. I saw one in the boot at the back of the car. And well, I love the contrast between the black, the carbon fiber trim, and these seats. We've got a Daytona style seat, you can see by the inserts here, and it's very nicely matched, contrasting with this carbon fiber trim here. All the back of it is also carbon fiber. In the center console, we've got all our switches for the AC. We've got the factory radio from that period. Again, it's the same as in the 430. And look at that, we've even got the cover. We've got the yellow tack, and well, most of the roof looks pretty good. I think we've got the roof lining missing here, and there's some trim pieces missing at the back. Very nice luggage shelf with the straps. It's all done in the black leather with the white stitching. That panel there is the one that is missing from up here. We've got a little pouch here for some documents, and well, I gotta say, I really like how Ferrari did the interior of the 599. This one in particular has got some really nice features. All of this. Obviously, there's a few things that do need to be fixed though. Now, the one thing on this car that would drastically change the price on it is all to do with this bit here and these things here, the flappy pedals. This is a 2-pedal car. If it had an extra pedal right there and a manual shifter in the center there, the price would change drastically. The Ferrari 599 was the final V12 model you could actually get with a manual gearbox option from Ferrari, but they were very, very rare. In fact, only about 30 came to the US, and this makes them very collectible. One recently sold at auction for $786,000, which is about 10 times the price of a normal one, but there are now ways to retrofit a manual conversion to a 599. And I'm thinking that would be pretty cool. The more I look around this car, guys, the more it's appealing to me. These seats, for example, on a good day, if I really had to, you could sell these for around about £10,000. What I'd love to do is show you the money shot, which is under there. That's all the catch up there. I've pulled this red handle, but it won't unlock it. I don't know if it's tied down with maybe some of these straps. I think they were holding on the front bumper. not the bonnet. All right, so I've removed all the strap and I found this. Yes, baby, yes. Okay, yep, there we go. Look at this, improvisation at its best. This is the Ferrari camera mount slash bonnet shocks. Now, that is looking pretty damn clean. Not at all what I was expecting here. And considering I've just driven it, doesn't look like there's any leaks or any problems here at all. Again, this is becoming more and more appealing. The 599 engine was actually derived from the same V12 used in the Ferrari Enzo, so it's got plenty of power. It's the same engine also tuned up and used in the achingly beautiful 599 GTO. Now, the more I go around this 599, the more I want it. It's a great car, it's a great project, and well, it obviously revolves around the price. But before we talk about that, which is a very good price, I want you to imagine this car in the white with the GTO body kit on it, front bumper, matching headlights, maybe some other little trim pieces on it, carbon mirrors, and obviously different wheels, probably the 599 GTO wheels. They look great on these cars. Front bonnet there with a couple of blue stripes, like I say, matching headlights, and I really do think, you know, with the 599 front bumper, you know, that is the thing that makes this car a little bit more meaner. And well, I'm not sure about those side skirts there. If the GTO ones are different, I'd need to check that one out. I really do think this would look absolutely stunning. And obviously an exhaust on it. I think Sam actually has an Army Tricks exhaust for this car. And I don't even think you'd really need to do much on the interior. I like the interior as is. Just needs fixing up, and well, I don't know with Alcantara, maybe you can dye it, but we need to obviously do some fixing up in there, but not a lot. I don't think it needs a lot spending on it. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Would this thing look great in my garage? Now, those front wheels would definitely be one of the first things to go. They look horrendous. They don't work at all with the 599. And well, I'm not sure what size they are. Something needs to be bigger in here. But these, along with that front bumper, would be trashed straight away and replaced. But guess what, guys? There's a bit of a bonus here. These 20-inch wheels, which are a very similar style to the GTO ones that I want to put on the car, actually come as part of the deal. Sam managed to source them pretty cheap, and well, they'll look great on the car. They're even in the right colour. Something interesting I have just discovered is these stripes. Now, I presume they were just stickers, but they are not. They have either been put on at factory, or someone has done a very good job of painting this car afterwards, applying either a sticker or painting the stripes in and lacquering over the top of it. So be interesting to see if this car was spec'd with that. Now, it also looks like these rear tail lights have been smoked out slightly. I'm pretty sure that that normally is clear, but it's not horrendous. I could live with that. The interesting thing that I have seen though is this rear spoiler. Now, if you look at this carbon weave pattern, that is the correct Ferrari weave pattern. So is that an original Ferrari piece? Was it spec'd up like that at factory, or has that been added afterwards? Either way, I think it's an expensive piece. Now, the bit I'm not sure about, you see, is here is the extra third brake light, and I need to have a look at a normal 599 without a spoiler just to see where that sits, because we've got a lip there. Does this spoiler sit over it and just sits in place, or is that part of this rear spoiler? Either way, I quite like it, and especially with what I have in mind with this car. So it was time to find out the mates rates asking price on this 599. Now, I've had history with negotiating prices on cars with Sam before.
If you do, let us know in the comments. Otherwise,
we haven't discussed the price yet.
I don't think it matters the price.
And as a usual sales tactic, he decided to take me out in the 599 for a spin.
Would you want to sell it? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. A lot of different failures on the dash. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Those are not the right tires.
No, I think maybe the suspension needs sorting out the back, but man, that's got power. Serious power. Right, I'm going to go in that, which has got a lot less power, and I'll be driving. Yeah, good. Let's give him a race, shall we? I got my foot down. But actually, when we got back, I was shocked to discover that the rear end spin was because we only had one wheel bolt holding it in place, and it almost came off. We got very lucky. But that wasn't the end of the shocks, because after that ordeal, I struck a lowball price with Sam and his business partner for just $50,000 on the 599, which was a lot less than Sam had paid for the car, and he drove off not very happy. So the final question is really simple. Do I take a gamble and buy this bargain Ferrari 599 GTB? But before I can answer that, there's one more bit of information I need to share with you that really puts a spanner in the works of buying this particular car from this particular location. You see, in order to get this 599 from Sam's in Florida across the pond into the UK and register it, well, unlike the car, it's not cheap. I'm going to get a quote from the awesome team at Ship My Car, who have done a great job in the past with both my 328 from Canada and also help with my F40 shipping. I'll input the details of the 599 and the value at just $50,000, and that gives me a port-to-port insured shipping price of almost £3,700, which is not too bad. Well, that is until you see the next bit, the UK taxes to import this 17-year-old project car are a further £8,454, and then they hit you with duty at £3,842, so that total price is almost £16,000 or $20,000. That's criminal, literally daylight robbery, 40% extra on the purchase price, ridiculous. And unfortunately guys, with crippling numbers like that, it means that this deal is dead in the water before we even start. By the time I got this home, paid all those costs, plus added in all of the extra bits I would need to finish off this car to get it back on the road, not even taking into account the GTO body kit that I would like to buy on this car, well, it would mean that the cost of this car would be far in excess of what I could buy a clean, undamaged 599 back in the UK for. And don't forget, this car would always have a salvage title. So as much as I would love to buy this very cheap 599, it would be financial suicide. Anyway guys, unless you know another way I could do this, if you do, drop them in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the 599, and maybe we'll look at another way of getting one of these in the garage. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Stay safe and ciao for now.